back to the fastest hour in radio on WJFK and Live 105.7. The city of Jacksonville, Florida is looking for a new catchy slogan for their town to get ready to host the Super Bowl in February.
For Jacksonville, Florida, Fez, I like the slogan, hey, we're in the part of Florida that you don't like.
I would just go ahead with the roadkill to Super Bowl.
I would say this. Okay, this would be the new slogan. Yes, it's not as good as Miami, but not nearly as bad as Georgia. It's Jacksonville.
Some lucky fans of two teams are going to get to go to Jacksonville, Florida for the Super Bowl.
It's Jacksonville. Really not that far from Daytona Beach. Jacksonville.
You know, most cities that host the Super Bowl, they're fun enough, they're well-known enough, where they don't need a new catchy slogan to try to get people excited about the Super Bowl.
Well, who's not going to show up for the Super Bowl? I mean, you can have this thing in Akron, and it's going to sell out. They're trying to promote their stupid city because they have a river that goes in the wrong direction.
Oh, with the river. This is
What river is that?
St. John's, right?
St. John's River? Yeah.
Yeah. With the river, this is a disaster waiting to happen. Paul Tagliabue is actually bragging about this, since Jacksonville, not that big of a city compared to other Super Bowl towns.
Well, it's oddly big in space, but not in people or buildings. But it's one of those cities that they include themselves like in almost like 100-mile radius.
So they're going to have floating hotels where they're going to keep people for the Super Bowl, and then they'll be going to the game by water taxi. This is a disaster waiting to happen when we hear, oh, the boat wasn't around and we didn't get to go to the Super Bowl, and then later on our hotel sank.
And, you know, Jacksonville is like 4 or 5 hours north of Miami. It's not exactly the tropics. You're hanging around there in February, you can get some ugly weather. It's almost Georgia. You can throw a rock to Georgia from there.
This is going to be an icy swamp. Jacksonville, you're lucky to get one. Enjoy it because you're not going to get another.
All you got to do is come up with money or some kind of deal, and that NFL will give you whatever you want. There's only a couple places that should have Super Bowls, period. And you're best off just giving it to Miami. It's always nice weather. It always works there, and it's a fun town. When you start trying to spread it around and you're finding yourself in Houston and all these places, you're just wasting time.
Yeah, I think Detroit has a Super Bowl coming up.
What a joke. What a stupid joke.
Who wants to go to Michigan in January or late February or early February for the Super Bowl?
Oh, the parties are going to be fantastic, Fezzy.
ESPN will air a special in September about 3 children who have been named ESPN after the network.
You know what? Have the special and arrest the parents. Naming the people after a sports network. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Because they're such huge fans. Now, I think a couple of them, if not all of them, I think they're cheating because they call their kids ESPN. Instead, you know, if you're going to go and get a TV special out of a cable sports network, you better call your kid by the actual calls.
Well, I love movies, and I call my kid Hobo, but his real name is HBO. It doesn't make sense. Why? You have a sports network. Why would this get a special? Can we please see something else? Can you maybe, how about this? Put a special on football, and we'll all watch that.
I guess these people's second child is just going to be called The Deuce.
Oh, after the other.
After ESPN2.
Yeah.
Courtney Love showed up 5 hours late for court, then started talking to other defendants, offering them cigarettes, and started making gestures to the sketch artist about her nose until she was finally told to be quiet by the judge.
Did she take a hit off the crack pipe, Fez?
No, she did not do that.
Then leave her alone. I think it just goes to show she's doing better. She's doing better.
The judge says, you cannot come to court 5 hours late. You're just like everybody else. And she just kind of did a huh?
She wishes she was like everybody else. Everybody else is not in court.
She actually thought she was 21 hours early, so I guess it all balances out. There's no one to watch this woman. These lawyers are taking money off of her, but there's no one to watch her.
What are you going to do? It's like watching a crazy person, Fez. You either lock her up or you just try to get along with her like any homeless person on the street.
She's going to end up having to fight 7 times in 3 years to get out of this thing.
I'll fight her. If I have to for what she did to Kurt Cobain, I'll get in the ring with her. In September, Donald Trump will launch Trump World, a magazine giving readers a look at Trump's A-list lifestyle and the latest trends on living lavishly. Fez, Trump World is it a hit or a miss?
This is going to be a miss because it's just going to be pictures of a lot of things that say Trump on them.
Fezzi lives a very, very classy lifestyle. If you happen to be a Saudi prince, suddenly he looks like he has class. To everybody else, it's gaudy and stupid, and who needs any kind of gold faucets? They actually had to tell him, look, we're having trouble selling the apartments with the stupid gold faucets. People want to get rid of them.
So it's not really how the rich and luxurious live. It's how Donald Trump lives, because even the rich people wouldn't have that many lions around.
Except for Saudis. They love the hell out of him. They think it's all beautiful. That's his problem. He really gets a couple Saudi princes to tell him, hey, this hotel suite is fantastic, and he thinks everybody else wants to live that way. Everything about him looks like it was an Iraqi palace. All his stuff, it's marble and gold fixtures.
And it seems like he's got, he'll probably write the thing himself, where everything is the greatest golf course in upstate New York.
You know what? He had this little success that he had and some good PR, and it is going to turn on him because it always happens with him. People either like him as a joke, not as a human being, and then laugh at him later, and he's going to be shocked when the laughs come back.
Now, Bandar Bush says he wants to get a copy of this to redo his guest room. Bye. Just to look at the pictures.
I can't believe that Bandar actually calls himself Bandar Bush.
The new Star magazine has pictures of Trading Spaces star Paige Davis stripping at a charity auction.
All right, Fezzi, I never thought I would ask you this. Would you please pick up the Star magazine for me?
See, now you want it.
Now I had no idea that they would have this little girl. How old is she? She looks like she's just in her early 20s. Is she older, though?
I would guess she's about 23, 24.
Yeah. You can never tell because she looks like the girl who hosted Today Show, where, you're going, oh, that young kid that they have, and people tell you she's in her 40s.
So why start taking off your clothes at a charity auction?
Well, it was all gay guys. They were all clapping. They were all going crazy. And, she started to rock the house. She thought it was all going to be fun.
And she started trading spaces. Yes, I will get you the new glossy Star.
Maybe she thought it was trading faces. She had no idea what was going on there. Actually, that would be another good show that we could do, Trading Faces, where you take two neighbors and you make them do a face-off. And you kind of tie in the Swan and the makeover shows and Trading Spaces, and it's fun for everybody.
And you see whose family notices first.
We're going to take a break here. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Stick close. You're listening to the fastest hour in radio with Ron and Fez.